All right, guys, what we're going to look at today is we're going to look at some passing philosophy. And for me, there is some really important concepts that I use when trying to pass somebody's guard, especially if the other person has a good and dangerous guard. I need to be very careful so that I can keep myself safe while trying to pass at the same time. Generally speaking, there's a couple of different leg positions that I think are good when I'm trying to pass. Number one is the obvious creating an angle. It's me staying on the outside and not giving him any access to my legs. Okay. Number two, that I personally like to play is going into the split squat position and trying to pass from here. These can be half guard variations, these can be split squat variations, whatever you like. What I don't like is him having inside position with both his legs or him having outside position with both his legs. Both of these are generally scenarios that I feel really, really unsafe in when I'm trying to pass. Now, let's look at the first scenario, where I'm trying to keep my legs to the outside. Personally, this is my favorite style of passing. This is where 80% of my passing, I would say, comes from. And this is the number one thing that I'm trying to keep in mind when passing like this is, don't let him grab the leg. How do I accomplish this? I accomplish this by keeping my head low and my legs back, okay? I'm kind of in a wrestling stance and I'm almost like wrestling my opponent more than I'm actually grappling him. A lot of people, I think this is where wrestling and jiu-jitsu is starting to merge. This is where rumble passing and all this kind of stuff is developing. It's where I'm here, I'm in a good athletic stance, I match his head height and I have my elbows in. To look for my passes here, the main thing that I'm working on is angles. I cannot pass him going straight at him. So what I'm trying to do is find a way to expose him, but to forcing him to go to his back or to expose his back. These are my main two goals when trying to pass like this. My favorite way to do this when he's seated is going for a cross grip. This is very similar to in the gi, but what I'm doing in no-gi is I'm going fingers to the outside, thumbs to the inside here. I'm going collar tie, and then I'm just switch stepping to the outside. This ankle grip gives me a lot of control over keeping his knee away from his chest. And anytime I'm trying to pass, I'm trying to control the space between his thigh and his stomach. So I'm here, I'm trying to extend this away, and then I'm trying to fill this space with my shoulder and my head and come in here. There's a bunch of other grips you can use, like for example, another thing that I like to do is feeding my arm for my opponent, waiting for him to go 2-on-1 or something like this, and then I'm using my hand to get the same grip on the ankle, and I use my shoulder to tackle him to his back. From here I can have the same concept. I try to extend his knee away from his chest, and then I try to control the space. These are my main two grips, but generally speaking, I don't really use very specific grips when attacking these positions. I'm just trying to stick to the concepts and overwhelm my opponent with creating angles moving side to side. If I have my opponent on his back already, the concepts stay the same, but I need other ways to stop him from following me, okay? Number one is generally a hip post, and then I can do things with my other hand. I can control the inside here. I can go for the knee or the ankle. But I'm still trying to stop him from following me, trying to create an angle, and then I'm trying to go towards his hip. For my second style of passing, I'm going with my leg in the center. What's really important here is that I don't allow him to create a knee shield. So this is the thing that can give me the most trouble when I'm trying to play here. This can make this position from very clearly my position, if he doesn't have a knee shield, to a kind of almost neutral position, especially if he likes to play like reverse de la Hiva, Z-guard, or whatever else you want to call it. I think this is where the position can get a bit messy and neutral. So what I'm always trying to do is drive my knee this way, and I use this leg as kind of my steering device. So I'm pushing into him here, and I'm trying to keep my knee as high on his chest as possible. What's also important is that I don't keep my foot on the mat here. If my foot is on the mat here, I'm weak. So I'm really putting my whole shin on his chest. I'm going as high as his solar plexus, and I'm really trying to sit here. I keep my hip to my ankle, so I don't want to be up here. And now the hard part of this position is getting used to staying here. I need to spend as much time in this position as possible, and this is going to zap his energy, okay? His life bar is just going down and down and down. Next important thing is I don't want this leg close to him, because if he can attach himself to this leg, I'm going to lose my balance. So my leg stays back, my knee is high, I'm sitting here, and I'm constantly driving outwards so that he can't push his knee shield back in. Even if his knee shield is here a little bit, me driving against him here with my knee on his stomach is going to cook him, and eventually he's going to want to quit. The next challenge in this kind of passing is him going to be hand fighting. So he's going to try to push my upper body. He's going to try to get me away here. And my goal is just leaning on this, sitting on him, and furthermore, just cooking him. I literally, with all my passing, I just want to fall on my opponent and don't stop falling. So I'm sitting here, I'm cooking him, and I'm trying to get closer and closer to chest. So I'm just coming in more and more and more until I can get an underhook. Either double underhook or crossface and underhook on either side is fine. And now I can either finish by going outwards with a knee cut or driving the knee across and using my second leg on top in a butterfly guard kind of situation to mount. Ideally, I always want to look for passing to mount over side control. I think side control is a really overrated position. It's relatively easy to escape, and especially under ADCC rules, it can be incredibly hard to get points for passing to side control. Whereas if I pass to mount, I can pretty consistently get mount points, and I have much better submission options as well as better control.